right, Orange fans. Is that a weird thing or what? Or have we got something celestial going on with this season or with this Orange team? You know, the first two opponents we played twice for the Big East, that held up. Nobody won on their home courts. Seton Hall and Villanova throttled us on the Carrier Dome, but then we go down there, we beat Seton Hall, we beat Villanova. You gotta wonder if that was gonna hold up against the Hoyas, us going down to good old Washington, D.C. And you know what? It held up just fine. I guess nobody this year, for the three teams we played twice, had a home court advantage. How about that? And the thing is, it kind of looked ugly there for a while there in the first half. Syracuse and Georgetown playing a low-scoring affair. But then I'd wondered, when Sutherland came in, I'm like, I haven't seen him much lately, but James Sutherland, where have you been all season? Nice little thing there in the run there near the end of the first half. Getting 7 of your 9 points in that little run to give Syracuse a 10-point lead there at the half. Of course, the Hoyas come back in the second half, decide to make a game of it, even taking a 2-point lead. But this time, Syracuse was too much, thanks to the great play of Mr. Jardine, who didn't look like a can of Jardines, plus also Rick Jackson, doing his usual stuffs, if you know what I mean. And even Fab Mello got in a couple of points. Way to go, Fabricio. Of course, you still got to work on your thing a little bit. Only 2 fouls in only 7 minutes. Boy, you got to have a little work thanks to Mr. Fine and Mr. Boeheim. But, you know, that weird celestial thing held up. A 58-51 win on one of the hardest places to play in the Big East, or for that, in the nation, Georgetown's home court. And we've got one regular season game to go against our old friends from Chicago, the DePaul Blue Demons. DePaul invades the Dome this Saturday, but you know, those bottom feeders of the Big East hopefully aren't going to get anywhere against the Orange. It seems as though the Orange are finally getting their stride with 4 straight wins. And it's just the right time for them to be streaking, because next week is the big dance in the Big Apple. That wily circus that happens every early March, the Big East tournament. And the Orange right now have at least a first round bye. Beat DePaul and a few things go our way, we could have the double bye. Well, of course, you know what happened last year when we were the regular season champion with the number 1 seed in the Big East tournament. We lose in the first round of the Big East tournament. You know, maybe having the single bye won't be so bad. But you know, well, I'd prefer the double bye. But actually, I'd prefer a different little twist to the Big East tournament. All 16 teams playing over 2 days for a first round, and so on and so forth. But the ones who run the Big East Conference apparently don't want that. Weird. And in the latest rankings, Syracuse makes a big jump up to number 12. And in the latest bracketology predictions, and thank God they were updated this morning, a few days ago, Syracuse was projected to be the number 4 seed in the East, and their potential first-round opponents would have been the Ivy League champs, which a few days ago looked to be Harvard. Now it looks to be Princeton. But now in the updated bracketology, Syracuse is a projected number 3 seed in the East region. Their potential first-round opponents, those wily bison from central Pennsylvania, Lewisburg. I'm talking about Bucknell. And you know, if it is Bucknell, there's going to be a little revenge factor for the Orange. Remember, a few seasons ago, Bucknell came up to the Dome and upset the Orange. I think this Orange team is looking for a little payback. Bucknell, you have a very picturesque campus there in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. A nice stop whenever I want to go down to pay my respects to my great-great-grandfather at Gettysburg. He didn't die in the battle, but he was severely wounded. But you know, this Bucknell team is going to feel the wrath of the Orange if it ever comes to fruition. And one last thing. What a close shave that was against Army for the lacrosse team. I was thinking, oh no, not again. Because you know what happened? Army knocked out the Orange in the tournament last year, preventing the Orange from going all the way. Well, you know, this Orange team put Army on a bus back to West Point saying, you're not going to come into our house and beat us on our lacrosse pitch. And a big game coming up this week for the lacrosse team against the team that was number 1 ranked in the USILA poll, Virginia. Fill the Dome, Orange fans. Send those Cavaliers back to Virginia and tell them, don't come up to our house. We're going to beat the shit out of you. Pardon my French. Of course, you know what happened with Melissa Leo last night when she won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar. She drops an F-bomb and they bleep it. I wonder if they'll do that with me. Well, ready for DePaul, ready for the Big East. I'm Ken Haas. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it this week, Orange fans.